Oh, my eyes are so fucking red. I'm so stoned. I'm stoned. I'm stoned. I'm stoned. I'm really stoned. I mean, Dave Chappelle talks about how white people talk about how they're stoned, and I mean, I'm John White. I heard that joke my whole life. You're like, you're so pale. But I'm a little bit sunburned, as you can see. I just lobster up when I get in the sun, but I was just in San Francisco, and it was fun. So I don't know who's going to be the guest on this episode, but this is the intro. And so here we go. Hey there! Actually, I'm going to sing it with the guest. It's too good to see their reaction. All right, so I'm going to take another hit, and then I'll see you in a second for the interview with... I'm not going to overdub it. I'm just going to keep that noise in. Fuck, I'm so stoned, Dave Chappelle.
Like, do you think Homeboy knew that he was going to, probably not, and I was like, that was years ago when it started, like Game of Thrones. Do you think he knew that his character was going to die that way?
Hodor?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
I was wondering, because something, like, I kind of want to go back and, like, watch previous episodes of Hodor and how he acts around Bran in particular.
He's Bran's servant.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't, like, Bran is this character whose importance we can't even grasp.
Yeah.
We don't understand it.
Dude.
So, like, Hodor's whole life at that point.
I have a theory on Bran.
Because Hodor would have been a warrior.
Yeah.
But because of that moment, he became a warrior for Bran.
Yeah.
And protected it. Well, sorry, what were you saying? Your theory?
I have a theory on Bran, dude.
What?
It's kind of a big theory.
Theory alert.
Alright. Bran is the old man, the three-eyed raven.
I don't understand that, but...
Because he can affect time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had presence in the past. He could speak to Ned Stark and things like that. What if he became so powerful he'd actually travel through time or project himself in that time just by working to that time?
So, like, he didn't really get stabbed because he wasn't really there? Like, he wasn't
that was him dying.
Being? Who?
Bran.
He just somehow went back in time to go train Bran better or something? Or go
train himself. Or to lead himself.
Dude, time shit is always weird. Terminator, like when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, it is always so weird, but it's like true to life. Like,
because like he says, are you ready to become me? Become me, dude. What if it is him?
That's pretty crazy.
And did you see his facial structure? Fucking just like Bran.
Wow. Well, people. I mean, you already know the answer.
I'm just saying. Like, no, I mean, I'm not saying. I don't think it's like a for sure thing.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you're still in the shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's like a for sure thing. I'm just saying that's just one of my wild theories, like just this shot in the dark theory. You know, not like the obvious ones at this point, but like something that could just be completely mind blowing, like by the end of the series.
Yeah, no.
You know?
I mean, it's always weird. Like, I remember trying to like rack my brain around the Chamber of Secrets, you know, because they're like all sending all that stuff back in time. I
barely remember it.
It's not like, you know, in the beginning of the book, like a rock will be thrown and they'll like look away.
I'm stopping right there. I never read Harry Potter.
Well, all right. Let's move on.
I can't comment on it.
Let's move on.
Sorry, Dan. I really wish I could. I really want to read them.
They're great.
Like,
they're really good.
Peter says he's gonna let me borrow them, but he hasn't brought any over. So I'm just like, shit, man.
They're really good.
I think it's Liberty's though, so I mean, I might have to ask Liberty.
Did you ever read the the like golden, what's that shit? Where the bear gets his jaw ripped off.
What the fuck, man?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What kind of children's stories are you reading?
Philip Pullman. Shit, I can't think
Just
of.
kidding.
The Golden Compass.
Oh, The
read-
Golden Compass.
Did you
I heard
read
of that.
those?
Never read it. I did
Okay.
see a trailer for a movie, which I didn't watch. Was it good?
So when I first read it, like you find out, fuck, I don't know if I should spoiler alert this. I'll just say that I didn't like the ending.
I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right, if you guys are gonna read the fucking Compass trilogy, just hang up for a little bit. Just move ahead. But the ending of it, the main end bad guy is like an old, frail man. I didn't completely understand it. Like, I need to probably read that book again, but it like basically was like the main bad guy that everyone's been talking about. It's like an old, frail old man. And so I was like, oh, what a weak bad guy. But I think the idea is, and like what I've read, something that Philip Pullman, the author, said, it's like the old man is God. And so it's like this weak old idea that's like behind all this fighting. Because there's, obviously it's a book of like, and it's like, but in reality, just sort of like the Wizard of Oz, you know, like pull back the curtain, that sort of an idea. So kind of want to reread it.
I can see it as philosophy. I mean,
but it was really good.
It's pretty decent.
Wasn't Harry Potter like that week? I think I read all the ones that were out at that time in a week. That was like one of the most fun weeks of my life. Like I just had so much fun. I had a lot of fun. I went to the fun zone during Harry Potter.
No, I heard it's really, really fun to read. Well, I heard it is really depressing the farther you go. Like, just more and more depressing. Not like in like a, not fun way.
They get longer and better.
Yeah. I guess more serious tone, I should say.
It gets the Order of the Phoenix is like the longest, I think, and then it goes down a little bit, but it's just like, but basically they just get longer and like kind of more complex. But just like,
well, it grew the audience though,
Yeah,
it really did.
She got way better as a writer, but like the first one's great, but like it got better and just like it's sort of like a very natural progression, kind of I think in the same way like Game of Thrones is.
Let's say that.
Like the introduction of magic is like coming in, and now there's time. Like there's like always new layers, and like when it first started, it was like almost just like straight dragon sci-fi. Well, there's dragons at the end of the first season, obviously, but like you know what I mean, like just that like not basic, but more classic sci-fi.
Yeah.
And then it got like more magical, not sci-fi, fantasy. Sorry, whatever the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's the genre? Is it fantasy?
It's fantasy.
Yeah.
I'd say fantasy. I think
it's like
it's
basic
the
fantasy,
build of fantasy,
but then it's like adding in, then all of a sudden there's zombies, Obviously there was the first scene of them.
I mean, political drama fantasy. It's both those things, which makes it so great, because everybody loves a good political drama. Everybody does.
Yeah. And everybody loves zombies, but not too much. Like The Walking Dead, it's too much.
Yeah.
Because like you got the fucking whites, which are the zombie dudes.
Yeah.
Then the White Walkers, which are like the ultra badass dudes with cool fucking armor.
Yeah.
And then you've got, the Children of the Forest. Is that what they're called? Or
yeah. Where the fuck I know the green things.
Dude, they made the White Walkers. Who knows? This is just a good show. I mean, I think it's as far as like culturally. I mean, I'm really excited about all the Star Wars stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
But culturally also, it's just beginning. Game of Thrones
is like be
built its momentum.
It's going to be a defining TV series of the era.
Yeah.
Like The Wire was, for a lot of people, or Lost was for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Lost, that last episode, that was done by I forgot who it was, but he's the director that did like a lot of important episodes for Lost. And when you really rewatch that episode, because I rewatched it last night actually, I like fucking turned off the lights and put on like some headphones.
Episode 5 of season 6.
Yeah, because I wanted to rewatch and just like kind of because I understood what's going on more, so I can like watch for certain emotions and like more like how other people react to like certain situations.
Yeah.
Because you really don't catch it the first time because you yourself are like watching it and reacting to it yourself.
Yeah.
But once you start kind of study how it like people like react to that in the scene, like it kind of builds more on like their characters and like I like doing that type of shit. But
no,
either
that's
way,
good.
what the hell was I talking about? I totally forgot.
Dude, we're talking about Game of Thrones, man. Just fantasy, you know, the progression. I mean, that was like one point we were all getting just like that. You know, it's like the more something goes on, it gets like, you know, if the person's working on it, just like better.
Yeah,
more
true.
complex,
No,
but
I guess,
better.
yeah. It becomes bigger and better.
That was like where
Like,
the
themes are like expounded upon pretty well.
yeah.
I feel like in good series, like it builds on an original theme, and like it kind of
Yeah.
is. It's like a fucking like an opera, you know, until it crescendos, until
Totally.
it's huge. Hopefully, very gratifying. Like when it usually like, I think a lot of people had a problem with Lost. Is like the ending wasn't as gratifying as people wanted it to be.
I didn't see it, but I heard that they were dead the whole
Oh,
time.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I forgot
Right.
about that.
They were just like always dead.
No, not always.
I
Dead.
don't know.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. Because people just actually do still do want to watch it at some point. But like,
Oh,
it's. I mean,
dude, if you haven't
yeah, just
You
Lost,
feel-
just go on for a little bit.
if you haven't watched Lost by now, you don't want to watch Lost. Like I think that's like
I mean, I guess so. But some
Yeah.
people like to go back to it. You know, like because I watched old shows that I never really watched before. Like that was like back in the '90s.
Yeah.
I feel everybody watched.
I
And I was like,
agree.
yeah, those shows are pretty fucking good. You know, like. I guess it's never gonna fucking happen. But either way, they weren't dead the entire time. Basically, they got off the island by like season 3, season 4, like a few of them. But then it was just the island keeps pulling them back for a certain reason. And certain reasons like the relationships between certain characters and things like that. But it goes into time traveling. Like the time traveling season was actually one of the most well written seasons I've ever read. Of like, or not read, sorry, watched.
Yeah.
But I would imagine if I would read it on script too, like, like I've ever seen, just period.
yeah.
Like the way they handled time travel was great, and I can't even explain it to you because like you'd have to be into the show at that point for me to even understand like a little of it.
Oh, you don't understand.
No, I'm saying just like one of the later seasons, and it's like, but it's so complicated. That's why it kind of turned off a lot of people because it got really kind of complicated
Yeah.
for like prime time audiences.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm willing to check it out.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to.
I'm
just
willing
saying,
to
like,
get
I'm a
lost.
head, is all I'm saying. You know, like I get kind of offended when people say it sucks. I'm like, no, that's bullshit. It's a great show. And I like harumph my way like an old man to my porch. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big. I mean, I've never really understood. I mean, I mean, maybe The Sopranos is like this thing, but I feel like so many people haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
You know.
I think my Sopranos is you're lost. I feel like
Here's
should-
why. I mean, maybe this is why.
What?
The Sopranos is like a really. It's like, I don't know. It's like a white people show. It's about like a white dude with a lot of money that complains. It's like how white people really love, like Fight Club, and you know, like it's just like there's that like aspect.
The
of it.
self-loathing of just it's true. Louis C.K. self-loathing comic. This is like a self-loathing drama, like Sopranos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think just like that's why white people like
Just cling
relate to it so much. Is but like.
Well, y'all just want to like just feel bad about something because you have so many advantages.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's why these shows are so
I
popular.
think, well, that's what people say, right? They say that about, like, Office Space, American Beauty, and Fight Club are, like, all, like, pre-9/11 movies, and they're all about, like, white people with all this stuff, then they don't know what to do with it, you know? And it's like they have, like, a complete lack, like, you don't get, they didn't get what they were searching for, and they have to, like, rebel and, like, whatever
That's what you're
against
saying.
it, and so it's like, there's, like, that, I mean, I don't know if, like, there's no, Tony Soprano is just sort of, like, the progression of that part of his life, but just sort of, that's just a theme, I think, that, like,
Yeah.
obviously, like, I just think that's a funny thing about Sopranos, like,
I
just
I
have
always
that.
wanted to watch it, by the way. Not
Yeah,
like,
it's really good.
It's not
I
like
mean,
I
it's
didn't
the
watch
same-
it because I feel like, but I just the problem is like I went from such a heavy show in The Wire. I just finished The Wire, and I was gonna watch like Sopranos right after that, but it was like so hard to get into because, fuck, dude, Wire is fucking heavy. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's really heavy, and I don't want to just follow up with the other shows. I just never got
Yeah.
back to it because then Game of Thrones started, and I was just like fucking 3 or 4 seasons of that I had to like catch up on. That ruined a few months of my life. I didn't get any sleep. So I worked and I watched Game of Thrones, then I worked again, then I watched Game of Thrones. You know, I ate at some point in between those times.
Maybe 8 while
Probably while I was watching Game of Thrones. So I never got back to The Sopranos, and that's the only reason why. Dude, you should watch Lost, and I should watch Sopranos, and we should talk about it.
I'll give it a go.
Like, we should make it a thing where we both watch a season each.
Tell me what you think.
Like, we watch one season each, and then at the end of the season, we'll talk about what happened in the season and how we both react to it.
Tell me what you think about the white man complaining for 6 seasons. Because that's a lot of what that show is. But depression's a real thing. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's a real thing, and so it's like, it really isn't, it's really about a guy with really, really bad depression, and just sort of, he's caught up in a mob world, but it's like, it's a family thing. It's like he's running his family business, like he's the guy that's like still at the mechanic shop that his dad ran, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, he didn't ever want to do that. He wanted to be a tap dancer or whatever. So it's like,
nice.
Tony the Tap Dancer!
Tony the Tap Dancer Soprano? That's actually not a bad name
No,
for a tap dancer.
it's not bad.
Tony Soprano. It's pretty smooth. That's a smooth name.
If you were like, really, I mean, fuck, he's a smooth guy.
Yeah.
He's a smooth operator. Sade, dude. How hot is she? Fuck.
Sade.
Is that how you say it?
By the way, was it you? Somebody was telling me that, the song that's like hella hot right now, like back in '96. What's it? At night, I think of you.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. But like,
That's
dude,
a hit.
Dude, that's like the first. That's the first thing like I learned it like how to like fucking put, like be able to like learn to like do on a fucking table. That shit just got to you,
Yeah.
I was just like, shit, and you see like white people trying to dance to it, and it's just like, I lived in Arizona when that came out, and I was just like,
Oh, so this is like when you were like,
a lot of white people in Arizona cannot dance.
a lot of white people
Is
around.
that too racist for like a
No,
podcast?
a lot of white people around the world can't dance, But I think
that's not true though. There's a lot of white people that can dance. Like,
for sure.
I mean, like,
But if it was the NBA, the ratio is inverted. You know what I mean? The ratio stays the same, I should say.
Yeah.
If it's the NBA, like that amount of white people you would see in the NBA is how many white people are like actually good at dancing. So it's not.
No, it's true. That's true.
It's not a good ratio.
That's true.
But I want to say that people should just dance no matter what.
No.
One of the worst one of the worst things in life is when you want to dance and you don't dance. As cheesy as that sounds, like... No,
it should be, like, if you feel like dancing, you should,
Yeah.
and people shouldn't judge you for it, because you're having a great fucking time, dude.
I mean it...
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, sometimes talk shit about how people dance, and, like, this is not that great. I'm like, dude, fuck that. That dude's having a great fucking time.
You're a great dancer.
You know what I'm saying?
Solomon's a really good dancer.
I'm right.
You're a really good dancer.
I'm right.
You make everybody look bad.
No.
Well...
I don't try to make you look bad. I might try to help you look good. I want people to look good around me.
You're a really good dancer.
So I don't dance with just one person. I kind of just move around the room. Because like, you gotta get people into it, man.
Yeah. You gotta feel it out.
Dude.
I hope this is. It's hard. You can't tell. Like, okay, just I wanted to make sure it's still on. That's like. Sometimes it's
Still on then.
Just the recording.
Oh, okay.
Just because sometimes it clips out and,
That's
So-
unfortunate.
We're doing this just ourselves, so.
Yeah, white people dancing, man. It's always a fun sight.
Yeah.
Like, my brother went to one of those, like, big-ass festivals, and on Instagram he just had a series of, like, white people dancing, and it's fucking great. It's fucking great.
On
Like,
Instagram?
watching white people dance, like, at those, like, music festivals, it's, like, it's a joy, really.
Shit.
When you don't give a
you
shit-
get into like the EDM aspect
Dude.
of it, it's even more crazy.
It's great. Oh, dude.
At a glow stick, it's like the dancing's getting way
glow
worse.
stick and some sort of like just psycho, drug.
Dude, there's gonna be some fire twirlers up in the house.
fire twirlers.
What are those guys? I don't know what those guys.
And
are
like
called.
those like aerialists probably. Or something
Yes,
there, you know what I'm saying?
for sure.
You
The
know,
people
like,
that hang down
cloths
from the
and
cloth.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dude,
Like,
totally,
like,
man.
Jasmine. from
Yoga,
Aladdin.
like, what's going on right now? What the equivalent of a disco guy was in the 70s is like those guys, like yoga bros, dude. It's so funny, just like
Yoga bros.
how I mean, and like, you know, I'm definitely a part of some hit. Like, you know, I don't. No one thinks of themselves as like a hipster or whatever. But that's what you would call like someone like, oh, who's into comics and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just funny the way that people weave or ebb and flow like in cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like there's the disco people, and then there's like the fucking Miami Vice
they
people.
evolve into
Yeah.
like these certain, like there's a certain wave. Of,
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Yoga
it's
bros
true.
are like where the guys that wore the Miami Vice, like those blazers, like they're that, and there's just always those guys.
Somebody needs to
And
chart.
there's always
Somebody needs to
nerds.
chart these just like we call it threads, by the way, of like what they become. Like where did it begin? Like where was the beginning?
I think it's
of
all
like
genetics,
that?
dude.
There has to be like in every single society there has to be like those type of people.
Yeah, dude, there is
It has to
totally.
be.
And like there's like gay people in every society.
But what's the originating one? Like where did they all come from? Is my question. I want somebody to do that. I'm too lazy to do that, and I hope enough people see this to like like just get the word out that I want to know where these like people come from.
There's the
What the
monkeys.
original occupation of that was.
There's the monkeys that like were super strong and good looking and could get the chicks, and then there were the monkeys that were good at convincing the girls to go to bed with them. So that those two people was just like
that was the base concept of
Evolution.
all society. Just and like reason why high school sucks comes from these two fucking monkeys.
yeah. There's but just there were those types of monkeys, alpha and beta, right?
It's true. Actually, I was watching one of my nature documentaries, as I often do, when I'm like bored, and like I was watching I think cuttlefish. They do that exact thing, like the male would have coitus with a female by literally handing her sacks of semen through their mouths. By the way, maybe not through their mouths. It might not be through their mouths. Don't quote me on that part. But they're at the very least they're like handing them bags of semen. I mean, that's how they have sex. And then and then he stays over her and like protects her and whatnot. But then what happens is you have this other type of cuttlefish who's not nearly as big. But the thing about cuttlefish is like they have like this like skin that can like change color, like just dramatically because of the chemicals they pump through it.
Is this David Attenborough?
Yeah, this is some David Attenborough shit. This is some David Attenborough shit. And so then so this other male comes in, right, and is a lot smaller, so obviously couldn't compete physically with like this giant male, but pretends and like gives a color and the appearance that it's a female, right? And kind of flirts with like the male, right? Until like it
Wait,
like doesn't
repeat the
really pay
last thing
attention
again?
to it. Huh?
Repeat what you just said again.
So the other male, it can change its appearance right to look more like a female because it's so small, right?
So it tricks him and gets
It
the
tricks-
cum?
It tricks. So it tricks the male into thinking it's a female until it lulls it into like a sense of that it's not male in any way, so it can get closer to the female to like have coitus with that female, all while hoping like this male does not notice it's actually a male.
What kind of fish is this?
It's a cuttlefish.
Dude, it's everywhere.
It's fucking crazy, right?
It's everywhere.
So then
I would say,
it actually gives birth to like both of genes. It has both like the male because it's like sacs of semen, so they like do it individually.
Dude, this is some
Right?
poly.
So then
non-binary.
it has both bases covered: the smart cuttlefish and the strong cuttlefish. That's fucking crazy, right? That's fucking crazy.
And you need it.
Evolution,
Like, you
man.
need it, dude.
Darwin.
Like, you need the fucking. You need the Marines, and then you need like Thomas Edison. Like Thomas Edison isn't a good fucking soldier. You know what I mean? Like it really is like.
Thomas Edison's kind of a dick, though, man.
Well, you know, it's just an
I hate
example
using
of a
him like,
smart
he's kind of
guy.
a piece of shit.
Well,
I mean, he basically.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Then
Okay, no, I'll
you know,
agree with that. You say
he's a
Carl
good
Sagan
guy.
in that. I'll
Carl
do that.
Sagan.
I'm down for that. This Edison's kind of rough one.
They just shouldn't be on the more. But then there's some guys that like the UFC. The guys in UFC like they know it's bad for them. I mean, we're figuring it out more and more. But like, the more and more they figure out it's bad for them, there's still going to be people who do it just like smoking cigarettes.
It's true.
And it's just like because there's a certain type of people that want to smoke cigarettes, and it's just like certain type of people are fighters and they fight.
Usually
and, like,
poor people.
I like to make and I like to make music and make art and stuff. But like that's just who I am. That's just like I think people are like
MMA's kind of different though. MMA's kind of different from. Sorry, I'm thinking in my mind from boxing in that regard, like the people that it attracts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like boxing for
So
the
much
most part
boxing.
is more of like a sport of like the poor, like literally like that's all they could do to make money was fight. You know, like check where like all like the greatest boxers come from, like the fucking ghetto, like in Philippines, Mexico. I mean, right now you can look at Roman Gonzalez. He's from fucking Nicaragua. Not exactly the safest place in the world. Not exactly the most like powerful, like richest country in the world. Gennady Golovkin. He's from Kazakhstan, of all places. That's not exactly an economic powerhouse. All these all these countries like they contribute the most to like sport of boxing in particular. It's because there's nothing else they can possibly do to make money. Athletically, other than fight. That's kind of sad. Whereas in MMA, I mean, not quite the same. Not quite the same. You don't see fighters from those areas. You get a lot more like Americans and things like that. Actually, people who like really fight for sport. Yeah. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that way. Not exactly a poor man thing, but then you see it's boxing as a gentleman's sport. And comparatively to MMA.
For sure.
Just as a broad range. I'm not saying like it's inherently better in any way. By the way, neither is. By the way, I'm going on record saying that shit. Neither is inherently better, guys. Shut the fuck up about it. Just enjoy each sport as it is. Who gives a fuck who would win in a real fight?
Sports. Sorry, that's there's a Tim and Eric.
Sorry, dude. I totally just went on a tangent. There.
No.
Like hardcore.
I just randomly yelled out sports. Referencing Tim and Eric.
I get hyped up about that shit. I don't know why.
You like sports a lot.
I do enjoy sports.
I'm getting more into sports.
Really?
I'm like actively.
You're seeking. Do you have teams already? Do you have teams?
Well, I'm just San Francisco shit.
Just San Francisco shit. I can't try and like pull you to one of my teams.
What's your team?
San Diego Chargers and the Phoenix Suns. Those are my two teams. It's hard right now because
I would be down with the Phoenix Suns because my grandparents. I used to go to Phoenix a lot. Well, they lived in a city near Phoenix, but that was like our team or the team of that place. So maybe on the Suns, but San Diego Chargers, no way, man.
Okay, fair enough. You don't have to. Okay, so for the Phoenix Suns, though, it's kind of hard because like Golden State Warriors have such a great fucking season so far. Obviously, they're almost in the finals again. They have the 7-3-1 season. But think about it this way: you're gonna be looked at as like a bandwagon fan. If you go to the Warriors.
Well,
but if you go to the Phoenix Suns, who are at the fucking bottom of the NBA heap, the very bottom, we suck.
So I could say both, and it evens itself out. It's like I like the Warriors and the Suns.
It's hard. Actually, you know what?
It evens
you
itself
can
out.
do that. You can do that.
I like.
You can do that.
Who's a really good football team?
I mean, I guess. Fuck, dude. I don't want to say it. Man, fuck all those teams with the Chargers. Fuck all of them. That's what they all suck.
You heard it here, folks.
That's how I feel about it.
All right.
I know what you're saying, though. I know what you're saying. Like
the Chargers,
like,
they never really win the Super Bowl. Right?
Dude.
But you're a true fan.
None of my teams have ever won.
Look at you.
I mean, I guess the Chargers won the AFL, but they never won the NFL. Dude, we suck. My teams suck, man.
Allen Iverson.
I mean, they're always decent, but they're never. I mean, San Diego's never always decent, but Suns were always decent. I guess we suck now too.
Who is the guy? Jason Todd.
Jason Todd.
Who is the?
Fucking I was like, that's Robin, dog.
Who's the?
Jason Todd.
I know, bro. Wasn't there a guy who was a really famous guy on the Suns in the '90s? like the most famous guy on the Suns. They're fucking.
Charles Barkley,
No, the white dude.
the white dude,
Yeah, the white dude on the Suns that was like really good. The small guy.
your point guard. That's the 2000s, man. That's you're talking about Steve Nash.
I don't know. I'm thinking of someone else.
Another one, another
Yeah.
white dude.
It doesn't. I mean.
I mean, there's like Dan Marley. There was like Jeff Hornacek for a minute.
Jeff Hornacek. That was a good
Hornac-
joke when I was a kid.
Jeff Hornacek.
Oh, Hornacek. That's so
Oh,
funny.
because he's in Utah.
Yeah, dude,
That's
Utah
right.
Jazz. So I liked sports when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
I really got out of it. But then it's sort of like, it's just a thing to do, you know.
This is fun.
It's-
This is
it's
fun.
cool. I don't-
It's fun to grip onto something. Just like if they win, it makes you happy. It just really is. Like in the end, it's just a game. But like if they win, man, it's just gonna make me so happy because I'm attached to this team because I've been there, like cheering them on. You know, I know it's stupid. I know they're just like men throwing like ball into a fucking hoop. I realize that, but it's fun to have to like just feel that your team is better for whatever nonsensical reason the other team, and just root for them. This is great.
Yeah,
People, like think about way
yeah.
too much, man, and they hate too much too, for that matter.
Well, it's sort of like, I mean, that it's just like a microcosm of religion, you know. It's like an
True.
arbitrary reason, but it's a reason.
And it's fun that way. Especially when you lose, man. You lose a lot, and you finally win. It feels so
But dude,
good.
in like 15 years, when the Chargers are doing great, you're gonna be like, "Oh, you should have been on that."
Nah, dude, next year, this coming year,
All right,
book it.
all right.
They're going to playoffs. I believe that. I actually really believe that.
All right. Sports. We that's our sports segment. I wanted to talk about Star Wars.
Yes.
So I
Let's talk
have
about Star
never
Wars.
written the Star Wars song for the segment, so I'm just gonna try my best right now. Star Wars. There, that's what came out. So, Star Wars is fun.
Did you like pre-plan that song? Or
No.
Did you just went right off the top?
Yeah, I just get whenever there's a new segment, I just gotta.
whenever I see Star Wars scrolling on my television, I'm just hear John White seeing that.
You know, it's not the best one, but
No,
it's just the
impressed.
one that-
I'm impressed.
um,
Like, what were we talking about earlier on this, actually?
we were talking about something maybe to do with the prequels.
Yeah, I never seen the prequels at home, and I was like, I'm probably missing a lot of things. But you were saying like episode 1 wasn't really, you know, worth it.
Well, there's no main character, and there's no reason why the clones, couldn't have been made 10 years before the movie started. It was the same actor to be Anakin,
Yeah.
Because it's just Mark Hamill for Luke, and then it's like this little fucking kid, and then all of a sudden it's Hayden Christensen. You're like, whoa! But it's like, it's just because they didn't think Jake Lloyd did a good job.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like planned, and then they just had to be like, but it was like, what's up with the little kids? I mean, Patton Oswalt has that bit. It's like, you're gonna see Anakin? Really cool, but he's a little kid. It's like, oh, you're gonna see Boba Fett? Cool, but he's a little kid. It's like, no one wants to see little kids, you know? I want to see like Genghis Khan as a little kid. Like, it's like, come on. No, maybe whatever. But for the most part, like, it's just like that was one thing that was really good about Force Awakens. It was just like back to adults. It's just like, oh, everyone's an
Sure.
adult.
Yeah.
And Revenge of the Sith the same way. It was just like it was an adult.
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens. What a remix! It's like a remix of a great movie, and it's itself, I think, a great movie.
Yeah.
I've watched it like 5 times, so I really
Yes.
like it a lot.
Yeah. No.
I'm just
that's-
standing by it. I'm
that's-
just in.
It's true.
I mean, I can't speak for any of the next ones, but I really like that one. And I don't dislike J.J. Abrams, but I'm not like a huge fan of his. As far as like, I don't actively
Yeah.
seek it out yet. But I mean, he didn't use one lens flare. The only weird thing that move, like weird thing that wasn't Star Warsy was that last shot, that helicopter shot.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, but it's like you can introduce new things or whatever. But that was sort of the thing that you were like, well, this is like kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
You know, just kind of threw. But at the same time, it's like I got drunk one time and was totally not bawling, but I was just like, this movie rocks. Like when at the end, I was just like, you know, drunk obviously, but it was just like I love Star Wars. Like it just is like.
That's great.
Connects you
I'm
to like
great.
your childhood.
I'm so happy you love something that much.
Well, I was, you know,
that you can just rock out to it. That's great.
It was fun. I mean, I really do. I mean, and it's sort of like going back to like just those basic like things like Finn can't kill. You know what I mean? Like he obviously, I think he does kill, but it's like he couldn't kill innocent people.
He's fucking motherfuckers.
Yeah, so he couldn't do it, and it's just like the really basic like good guy bad guy dynamic. I mean, I think that's like what is so attractive about Star Wars. But I mean, the prequels are really ambitious, like all that political shit, and like kind of matching the George Bush kind of like just that whole like Palpatine's a senator.
It's kind of just an unfortunate script, I felt.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's no main character. There's no Luke. There's no like Obi-Wan's kind of like Luke, but it should have been Anakin.
Yeah.
But and it's like it should be a group of friends. It's always about a group of friends or a couple of friends saving another friend.
True.
It's never about like, but I mean. How old were you when first, like, did you have Star Wars toys or anything like that?
Young. I didn't have Star Wars toys. I was more of a comic nerd as a child, but I did love Star Wars.
Did you ever play with toys?
Huh?
Did you ever play with toys of like any kind, like action figures?
Oh
toys?
yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, I played with action figures.
Like Marvel and DC stuff?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, my brother had this Spider-Man that was fucking dope. It was pretty ill, man.
Dude.
We had an Apocalypse one too. We had that. We had a Wolverine one. No, we had an Archangel one. That was pretty dope. But I don't know. I love playing with like those toys as kids.
Okay.
Man. That shit was. I would like just enact fight scenes.
You just didn't like playing with the Star Wars toys.
No, I didn't. Have,
I mean, this is the Star Wars segment, so you can
have
lie.
Star Wars toys. I had like a job just to go out and buy Star Wars toys. Like my parents had to give me these things.
Yeah. No. No, but so Star Wars, and then I want to talk about Marvel and shit like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, the new ones are. I think they're a great mirror, absolutely a great mirror of like the original.
Yeah, and that's all it was like a reboot, and it was like saying like, I mean, it's funny in a way that it's like, Return of the Jedi. And there's like, oh, never mind. But, I mean, I think it was just sort of, maybe it makes like the Force more special if there's less people that have it, And it's also, I mean, that's such a dramatic thing to be like, the whole thing, like I remember when I was first reading the scrolls, be like, Luke's gone! Where's Luke? And like, I kind of realized too, like, that whole thing where Luke, isn't in the movie till the end.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, for me at least, I loved Luke growing up as a kid, like the character Luke.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's what I wanted to see in this movie. And they didn't give you what you wanted until the end. It's like a girl that wants you to be her girlfriend, like give you what you want at the end. And he's like, don't give it right away. Make it more special. And then it's like, okay, I'm sold.
Yes,
I'm sold. You're going to hear him speak in the next movie.
True.
He's going to turn into a Force ghost. Rey got fucking trained by Force ghosts. I mean, she got trained by Yoda Force ghost. She got trained by Obi-Wan Force ghost. So she's a badass.
She's like
bitch.
She's like the
That's where her
last
powers come from.
It's like fucking Avatar.
Yeah.
Force ghost.
Fuck. Avatar. Speaking of like
badass.
One of the best things, and I really hope they do a third series. I really fucking hope they do. I mean, I could see that happening, but like, fuck, that's so good.
Avatar's the greatest. Oh, that fuck up of a movie.
and then they're not gonna do it.
Damn, white people, man. Fucking white people.
Fucking M. Night Shakalaka. Dude, that guy needs to fucking... I mean, he needs to fucking pull a Dostoevsky, give up all his money, and then have to make a movie that's a hit. Otherwise, it fucking... Yeah, we'll go bank. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it needs to be like this
How
thing
much
where...
more? How much more credit does he have in Hollywood at this point?
I don't know. He did a found footage movie, the last one.
It's not like he's even necessarily bad. You know?
No, and I mean...
It's like...
A lot of... Well, it's kind of this thing, too, where, like, a lot of people didn't like The Village.
Yeah.
I like The Village. Everyone's got their point where, like,
Yeah.
where did you start saying, all right, Shem no laka laka doo I'm done with your shit, you know?
True.
But the Avatar movie, I didn't even watch it. I mean, I couldn't even... I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no, I
such
didn't
bad
even bother
reviews,
to
so
even
it's
look
just
at
like... you know, I
Doesn't
hope
all
they
the
just
canon
remake it.
they
This
fucking-
is sort of a very off-subject thing, but it's something I've been wanting to talk about.
Yes.
And you're the perfect man to talk to this about.
Cool. Hit me.
Like, in the same way, like, people get so mad that, like, these movies are getting rebooted so fast and that they're
Yeah.
just, like, continuing, you know? But it's like, first of all, think of James Bond. There's, like, always a new James Bond. There's always, like, a new, like, they hire a new creative team. You know, Sam Mendes is up in that bitch right now. Like...
Oh,
But people, you know, they get so mad about, like, Spider-Man and all this stuff. People, you know what I'm talking about. This whole idea that, like, sequels are bad, like, this doing things over and over again is bad. But it's sort of like folklore, just in the same way comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Batman is always going to be in the comics. Superman is always going to be in the comics. There's never, like, sometimes they drop out, like, after, like, Final Crisis and Batman, you know, went back in time and he had to make his way through time to, like, come back.
Yeah.
Sometimes they drop off, and that took like there was a year without a Bruce Wayne without Bruce Wayne being in a comic or something like that. But they're always in the folklore, and it's like a folklore that is going on in the world, you know. And it happened in like comic books, and it happens like with books that are like serials, and it's like now it's entered into the movies, and it's sort of this thing that maybe like I had kind of that same backlash to it, where it's like, oh, they're just rehashing all this stuff, and I do wish there was more like medium-sized movies like Looper that got made,
Yeah.
like original movies that were still high budget,
Yeah.
but that weren't based off anything. But it's sort of like, I don't think it's really bad anymore, because I think it's just like the comics. Like, they're always in the comics, and they should always be in the movies. Like, every 3 years, you're going to see a Spider-Man movie, and it's never going to go away.
Do you think it would be a great
Like,
idea?
whatever, you know, that
Hear me on
concept.
this one. To replace Game of Thrones as the premiere series, Spider-Man on HBO.
Dude. Well, it had to be on Netflix. They're already doing shit
Oh,
on
yeah,
Netflix,
Netflix.
right?
Oh, you're right, dude. That's
But-
by the way, Netflix, like quality level, like that, like high quality
Yeah.
style.
Well, I love and you read the first Ultimate Spider-Man with the Brian Michael Bendis that he wrote.
Yes.
Those
which-
are incredible.
Yeah, that was when he was
That-
like refreshing.
That was
You know?
the whole thing, like the way they introduced Kong. Is that the guy's name? The bald dude.
Yeah.
And the way
Yeah.
they have Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
Every character is like this high. It's like a high school drama, just like a Howard Hughes film.
Yeah.
You know, or like whatever, just a classic '80s film, like high school film.
Yeah.
And then it's like all the characters are so like well defined, and it's just like I would watch that origin story.
Yeah.
If it was taken longer.
No.
Where like he didn't get the suit till the end, like Daredevil, but
Yeah.
it's like you don't want to just see this cliff note. You know, we've already seen it, but it's like if you really take the nuances of him making the fucking spider shit of him, I mean, I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
I'm fucking yapping.
No, dude, yeah. Ultimate Spider-Man is still one of my favorite like comics to like or graphic novels, like volumes 1, 2, and 3 in particular.
Yeah.
To like read, you know. I mean, there's still other good stuff after it, but like I kind of like lost its like strongest like I think section around volume 3 is like its like apex area. Maybe actually wait, I don't know. I might have to come back to that, but I always read that. I read that, and also I read the Batman Jeff Loeb Tim Sale stuff like a lot, like a Long Halloween and all that. Yeah, just to read again because it's just fun to read.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry, kind of.
No, dude. Batfleck is gonna be awesome.
Batfleck.
I mean,
Batfleck.
we watched we watched BVS. I've talked about it on the podcast. I was
Yes.
not a fan. We were
Yeah.
like, it was
Oh,
really
God,
grunt-worthy.
What's that fucker's name? Jesse Eisenberg? God damn it, dude. He
Like,
fucked up Lex Luthor.
he really did.
Like, if Lex Luthor just
Really did.
said fuck it to his meds and just, went crazy, that's like, I'm not saying he's on meds, I'm saying like he seems like he's way too energetic. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
They totally did that wrong. You get,
He
a
just seems
skinny,
whiny.
a really skinny, younger Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, yeah,
You get that presence.
Oh,
He's like,
Jesus. Yeah.
his presence is not, and I get that they tried to do like the Mark Zuckerberg thing, but it's like, even Mark Zuckerberg like has more like, he's more like Lex Luthor than like Jesse Eisenberg is in that movie,
Yeah. No, for sure. No, you're right, man. You're right on point on that one. It was just like, it's like such an important character in the DC universe, and they hand it to like this guy's.
Well, they fucked up Superman,
Yeah.
the number one. I mean,
There's
letting
nothing
his
wrong- there's nothing wrong
fucking
with-
dad.
There's
That
nothing
was
wrong
so
with
stupid.
Henry Cavill, though, or Cable, whatever how you say his name. The guy
No,
that
he's
plays him is
good.
great.
Yeah, he did
But-
good.
This,
It's all the writing. I mean, it's
The
like if
writing's
a
terrible.
good band got bad songs.
True.
It's like this good band's trying their best to like make these bad songs, and it's like, I mean, either they're selling toys or they're doing something, but just like why was this like why is what the fucking guy, I can't think of the guy's name who killed Superman at the end.
Doomsday?
Yeah, why is fucking Doomsday already in the fucking series? Like, why did that already happen? You know what I
Dude,
mean? It's just sort of like,
It's such a
and they
fucking
didn't
rush job.
build it because it's like it's first of all that's his own movie. Yeah, so they rushed it, but it's like he could have been a presence in the whole movie, and like he didn't get made from Jesse Eisenberg's blood, and that's not interesting. Like there's some
Yeah.
things that are like an interesting take, but like not everything is.
It's not really well thought out. It's like
Brainiac, fucking why isn't Brainiac in any of these movies?
because
He's a great fucking villain.
because people like DC like familiar shit. I feel.
Yeah, I guess Death of Superman
Like the
sold
movie.
the most out of anything, right, in the 90s?
Yeah.
It's a huge...
I mean, they just like nostalgic shit. I feel,
Let's mix
in general.
Death of Superman, Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. It's like, it's like, oh, dude, well, how about you put those in...
It's the fact that they kill people. Like, I'm just like, goddamn, dude.
Yeah,
Like, when you just,
For
you just
sure.
lose the soul
yeah,
of the fucking hero in the first place.
yeah.
It's like, oh, this is a newer, grittier version of fucking. Who the fuck cares about more like nittier and fucking grittier? All right, nobody cares. We just want to have our heroes.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying, too. It's like, especially in this time, we've got, like, Hillary Clinton, who's, like, a really corrupt person. Donald Trump, who's just a shitbag. Like a piece, he's like almost a piece of shit, I'd say.
Almost piece of shit.
Like, yeah, probably a piece of shit.
Okay, there
I'm
you
just
go.
saying, That's when you want heroes the most. That's, like, how, like, Superman rose out of World War II, or out of World War I. I think World War II.
Yeah.
But, like, he maybe World War I. I don't know. But he rose out of the idea that, like, you need a hero.
Yeah.
Just the same way I kind of think Jesus is like that way to some people. It's like you need a hero. You need someone like you look up to. You need something that like drives you, makes you want to like do things, and just like you don't have to believe in it, but it can't. You can believe in it metaphorically or whatever, non-metaphorically. But just
University man just doesn't get it.
What?
You just don't get that from them.
yeah, he's a hero, and he rises out of a need, and like we need him now more than ever.
Mm.
Like we need a good hero now more than ever when like people are so corrupt in our government. So
Politics, man.
why that's what you go to the movies for, is to like escape and just like to just see like
And then to
Superman
escape
murder.
to like
Yeah.
to find connections to the real world.
I just hope they don't even address the branding thing where Batman was branding people to get murdered in jail.
Yeah.
If they just don't even address it, it's sort of like you can just say that movie, you can just not address it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, just move away from it.
Because
This
just
isn't
not,
working.
he never
Let's
would
move
kill,
on.
and that's like something
Getting
he
terrible
never
reviews.
did.
You know.
Yeah.
But Ben Affleck at helm of Batfleck is going to be great. I have...
Gone Baby Gone. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
The Town. Have you seen it?
Yep.
Argo.
Yep.
So, fuck yeah.
I'm a believer in Affleck.
Yeah.
I did not think I would be saying that when I was in the early 2000s.
Yeah. The
Reindeer
Daredevil
games is
G. Lee
shit.
What?
No, just...
Which of the
Ben Affleck.
shit?
No, Reindeer games.
Oh.
Have you ever seen... for a movie that was in...
I've never seen that, really.
He likes forcing him to say Reindeer games is the shit. But anyways, yeah, his just portfolio nowadays.
Oh, is it Jay and
is
Silent
fucking
Bob?
on top. Might have been Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
When you said that. But yeah, like he's a solid director.
Yeah.
And he likes comic books. Like he's not fucking proud of Daredevil. He's not proud of this last iteration of Batman. Dude, that interview
He
was
did
just
good.
like that interview was he wasn't proud of it. He was just like,
Oh, that's
you
so
know, he
sad.
wasn't happy about how it turned out. He
He
knew,
was sad flag
you know,
right
like
there.
he could see like this is just not quality. This is bullshit. You know, he doesn't want to like hype up a movie he doesn't even believe in. That's why I
Yeah.
know. That's why I know he's gonna do a great job in the next one, dude.
That's what I like. Yeah,
Because
for
he has
sure,
fucking taste.
dude. It's such a great. If he does Clay, I mean, it's a
Something
lived-in
wrong.
Batman world.
Yeah.
Jason Todd, going back to Jason Todd, that shit's already happened. Spoiler alert. Robin.
Spoiler. Wait.
Robin gets fucking killed by Joker. If you're not a fan of comic books, but not Dick Grayson, he becomes Nightwing. But
Second one.
the second one dies.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Jason Todd.
So, Jason Todd, but that shit's already happened. So it's
Yeah.
like you're just like you're lived in world. You know, I mean, I hope Suicide Squad is good, but it kind of looks like ball sacks. It looks not like ball sacks. It looks like balls.
Yeah, I never want a comic book
I don't know what the difference is.
DC or otherwise to be bad. I never want that. That's
Yeah.
just taking away from my energy.
I'm more of a DC guy, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
I kind of lean like 51% DC, 49% Marvel.
That's understandable.
I just like it. When I was a kid, it was way more Marvel
Yeah.
because I think it was like more. I felt more like a mutant, and I kind of like that kind of. You know what I mean? Like that whole outcast thing. Like
Yeah.
Marvel's very outcast. Fantastic Four. They're all like very like
Yeah.
physically and like they're just outcasts.
Yeah.
Mutants. They have their own school, whatever,
Yeah.
and just sort of like.
Spider-Man just isolated to himself.
Yeah. Spider-Man got pussy though. Damn, Spider-Man got pussy.
Yeah, it's one thing he got rewarded with for his heroics. It's fine ass women. He got
Even the
one
ones that didn't
he got a
know.
blonde. You got a redhead. you got one that just had white hair. Shit. You know, a grandma.
Dude,
Grandma
he's
hair.
probably fucked on so many rooftops.
Huh?
He's probably fucked on so many rooftops. Spider-Man. It's just
Upside
like,
down, shit, man.
Dude, yeah, he does some crazy shit. Yeah, dude.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. That's what the show should be called on Marvel on Netflix. Peter
Peter
Parker.
Parker.
It's just like
Good
he's
call.
got the movie side, but he's got the other side, and just make one season,
Truth.
and then maybe make another, and then maybe make a third one. Who knows? But just make 3. They really know what they're doing. Like
Dude.
Daredevil should just be 3 to 5 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And just like maybe even 3 if with all the Defender stuff. I don't know. They could do 5 seasons for sure. The Defender stuff's gonna be so different.
Really hoping that goes well.
Dude,
I'm really hoping it goes
Luke
well.
Cage is so badass.
Luke Cage
I'm
is the
so
shit,
excited for
that
all
dude's on
that.
point. I forgot what his name is, but
And like,
he's like,
even though
Luke
they
Cage
should have
is
cast an Asian guy in Iron Fist,
yeah,
I'm still gonna watch it. I mean,
yeah. I'm gonna
it's
watch
gonna
it
be-
still.
and that's what was in the comics
I mean,
originally.
I mean, it's
but
not
they should've
necessarily
done
like the word. I mean, honestly,
it.
but
He's a good actor.
it's
Game of
really more of
Thrones.
the Doctor Strange thing now. Like, Iron Fist is like, okay, there's a character who I can you know, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be up in arms about it. But like, changing like the Sorcerer Supreme, that shit was just like, what? Come on, guys. Like, I know hell, you know,
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton's cool and all, but like, god damn, dude. ScarJo, I like her. But fuck, man. Kusanagi can't be doing that. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, this is just in general, obviously.
No, but it's
Yeah.
a good point. I mean, it's stupid to do that. You
Yeah.
know, that's why
I'll
it
still
would have
watch
been.
it. I'll probably still watch it in the end. Maybe I won't pay for it. But I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting my money at least.
Yeah.
That's about it. And that's all they really care about, honestly. So, well, I mean, they care for quality too. I feel more
Yeah.
so than DC, at least true to the comic. Which is why Civil War was so great comparatively
Yeah.
to I think
sure.
it actually did it better than comic book Civil War. I
Really?
personally think it was better. Like, it was more concise in its themes, and the payoff was better. Which isn't really a big payoff, actually, but it was a payoff, but not a payoff. There was actually resolution, I should say, at the end.
There's not in the Mark Miller comic.
Not really. It's got all, like, I mean, it gets kind of forced. It's very, like, right wing, like, based, really. So, like, really just war hawking style. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just like the movie Civil War is because it's, I don't know.
Because it's
It
badass.
knew exactly what it was, you know.
Yeah,
It was
they
produced
know
by-
what they
yeah.
are.
It was great.
They're
dude.
not trying to make them in a real world, and that's where
Yeah.
DC's fucking up. They're trying to make, what would Batman be like in the real world? Well, obviously Christopher Nolan did that great,
Yeah.
but like, what would Batman be like? What would Superman be like in the real world? He wouldn't be in the
Yeah.
real world. There's no Fortress of Solitude in the real world.
There's no
That's
Superman
why
in
you
the real
see
world.
those
dude.
movies. Make a
Superman's
really
insane.
good modern hero. You know,
Captain America,
it's like
dude.
Kingsman. Oh, dude, that movie is perfect.
Kingsman's great.
It's perfect.
I love that movie.
And it's just like we like heroes. We like people that have like struggles and they get over them because we have struggles and we get over them. Like that's what this life's about. Like
Yeah, and they do some badass shit in between.
yeah.
Always about the badass shit.
And you put Emperor Zod in the fucking Phantom Zone.
Yes.
You know, because then he comes back. You don't
Fat-
crack. You don't fucking kill him. That's not Superman.
It's not. That's not my Superman. That's my T-shirt.
Dude, not my Superman. And a picture.
Hashtag not my Superman.
And a picture of Zack Snyder on it.
Oh, that fucker, Zack Snyder. Even his name makes me want to spit. No, actually, I do like some of it. I do like his eye for visual effects.
He's great at that. He's just incredible.
I think he's great at that.
sure.
He does have his good points, but I just don't
Yeah.
think he should be in charge of the entire fucking universe.
Yeah, and just he doesn't.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't turn Superman into Batman. It's not interesting.
Yeah, nobody
It's
wants.
just wrong.
You have to have play. They're like yin and yang, dog. Gotta have a little bit of each. Can't people just be happy with that?
But I do think like it would have been cool with Iron Fist, just because it's like you would have had a show with a white dude, classic. You would have had a show with a woman. You would have had a show with a black dude. And you would have had a show with an Asian dude, and it would have been the Defenders, and it would have just been like, you know, not that like, what I just would have been cool. I mean, I just think it would have been like a thing where it's just like, look at this, it's like the
Yeah.
Defenders, you know? It's like the Power Rangers, dude. The Power Rangers were like that kind of, except for there was 2 white dudes. But what's so funny about the Power Rangers is like, dude, the black dude is black, the black dude has black, and the Asian lady had fucking yellow, and it was just like,
The girl had pink.
are you kidding? Like,
Yeah.
how fucking, like, on the nose are you
But
trying
of
to
course,
be?
the leader that is red has to be white, even though it should logically be a Native American.
That's true. That's a very good point.
That's bullshit.
Dude, that would have
I see you guys.
changed that would have changed relations with the Native Americans if fucking the lead of Power Rangers was a white dude. I mean, was a Native American. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. You know?
Yeah.
Would have been.
Really, dog? That shit was no. It's like you would. John
No.
White would say that.
No.
White.
I'm just saying.
It's good, man.
No, but it would have, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it would
yeah,
have
no,
been
no,
like.
yeah, for sure.
That's just funny. I've never thought of that before.
Really, dude? Come on, dog.
It's classic.
You gotta see the world in color, man. Not just in black and white.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's all good
Yeah.
though. Anyways, yeah, Power Rangers, dude. That trailer that you showed me.
Dope.
Not trailer. Well, I guess it's kind of a trailer, but
Yeah.
not really a trailer.
Short film.
That short film, exactly. Yeah, that was awesome.
Very cool. James Vanderbeek, very underrated actor.
Yeah.
You know, he's a very good actor. He's very good in Rules of Attraction, and he, you know, he's just like
I can't even remember. Can you?
I can't think of another one. He's really good. He's
I
really
don't
good.
think anybody can name 2 James Vanderbeek movies. Nobody can.
Oh, what's the one where he had the whipped cream on his dick and he's like, "You want to suck my whipped cream off my dick?" That's not the line, but you know what I'm talking about? He's a football player.
That should be the line.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what the movie is, honestly. I mean, I'm sure some people can, but you had to think about it. You had to be like, damn, what's the second movie he's in? You know, it's not like you're talking about Johnny Depp and like name like however fucking movies he's in.
Yeah.
You know, Brad Pitt, shit ton of movies. Leo. Those are one name dudes, man. Not even their last name. Leo, Brad, Johnny. Still know who it is.
Yeah, they are. You know, it's kind of like, I think too, like you know, those guys are really great actors.
Yeah.
But it's like, the more roles you get, the better you get. Like, I mean, Matthew McConaughey is a great actor, but like part of him being such a great actor, you know what? Fuck it. He was great in fucking Dazed and Confused, and he was great. But just like, he's so, he gets in so many movies, like he just gets better and better. You know what I mean? Like you just see it, but it's like, he was incredible in Dazed and Confused, so he was just obviously a natural talent, a natural like charisma. But it's like, those guys, like you see it with Leo too, it's just like, you know, they do really good, and then it's like, they just keep getting better because they care about it a lot. And it's like,
they own their craft.
And now it's like, I always think it's the same thing, like the same way like you see like the Rolling Stones have like a really steep decline because they stopped caring, and you kind of see that with Robert De Niro too, where he just stopped caring. Like, these guys aren't gonna do that. You know what I mean? They're just gonna make indie movies because they're gonna be so rich that they're not gonna care.
Yeah.
They're not gonna like. Well, dude, if you were 15 right now and all you really knew about Robert De Niro was the movies that came out in your lifetime,
Dude.
you wouldn't think of him the way you and I
that's
think
true.
of him.
Yeah, that's true. That's
you know,
true.
and it's just like,
Yeah, that's
I
sad.
mean, he's a god. I would.
Robert De Niro is still
fucking
great. It's
murder
just that
a
he just
ban-
doesn't want to do anything but
Yeah.
random ass comedies. Man.
I would shoot a monkey in the. No, I wouldn't. But I would fucking saw the horns off an elephant to have Robert De Niro in my movie.
Holy shit, man!
I wouldn't really. I was trying to think of horrible examples.
Yeah, that's
of
a pretty
things.
horrible example.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, but it's just sort of like you see that, and it's sort of like like I said on the the Rolling Stones, like have as many bad albums as they have good albums now. You know what I mean? And it's like because they stopped caring. I might
True.
edit that out. I feel bad sometimes talking shit on my heroes. I really don't like think of
No.
But there's guys like Leonard Cohen that like have maintained their quality and their, because they are like they don't let up.
Yeah, no.
Because it's a mental game. It's like.
No, I feel you, dude. I feel you on that.
So what? We probably have 5 minutes left.
Really?
Do you have any?
Damn, dog.
Any kind of anything? You're gonna have to be on again because this went by fast.
That went by really fast.
And
Sorry,
we were
man.
going to, you're a poet.
Oh
You're a
shit! Yes.
Mixologist. You're a dancer.
Mixologist. I hate that term. I'm not a dancer. I just like to have fun, man.
All right. Well, you're a really talented guy.
Thank you.
And I was listening on the way down. I was listening to "Real Friends" by Kanye, and you're a guy I think of when I hear that song. It's like you're a real friend, man.
Shit. But it's the only way John White can say it, man. And only John White's language with that, I was listening to Real Friends and I thought of you.
Yeah.
It's the way you say, you're my friend. And that's a great way to say it, John White. You're my friend too, buddy.
Thanks, man. You are like one of the really close guys since I moved here and stuff. And I don't really know I don't really remember how we met. I think it's gradually.
Yeah, it was kind of random, I feel.
Because I just would go to the Java Jungle and Jungle Vino.
And then you started hanging out at some point.
And then, yeah. I don't know. That's just how it was made. It was very natural. It was very natural.
Yeah, it was extremely natural.
Yeah.
Extremely natural. We just started. Yeah, I think we just started going out and partying at some point.
Yeah.
It must have been. We went to St. James or some
Yeah.
shit. Good times, dude. I've known you a while. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
Pretty good,
Maybe like what, like 5 years or something?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. I'm staying with Alex. Alex, I think, is going to be on the next podcast.
Nice.
Um,
It's alright. I mean, I could probably do one, but
yeah, dude. I mean, if you're feeling, I mean, I don't want to pressure you, but if you're feeling like up to it, you should fucking read one. And I'll tell you exactly how much time you have left.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
You only have 2 minutes left.
Oh, never mind, dude. There's no possible way.
Yeah, we're gonna.
There
just
is
do
no possible way.
it. We'll do it next time.
Sorry, man.
No,
I totally
no.
just
This is
got on
perfect. I mean, this is like, this is the thing. I mean, it's just, I want to just, it's also like an excuse to hang out, like a reason to get together and hang out, but like, this is basically how we talk anyway.
True. It didn't seem any different
Yeah,
whatsoever.
so it's just sort of like making this thing, and I know for me, like, there's just times when I'm by myself and I like to listen to podcasts, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I love that, and it's just like, certain things I love, I want to be a part of, and so it's just like, I would love it if someone was just like bored in like Wisconsin or some shit, and was just like listening to this, and it's just like, I'm lucky to have like really smart and cool friends.
Oh,
and,
thanks,
like, really
man.
good artist friends. So it's just like I can have like conversations and like stuff, things that like sometimes when I'm by myself I like to listen to.
Yeah.
Like have similar things like that. So
Just,
that's sort of like the idea. So I mean, they're definitely like maybe even just next month, like do another one.
dude, I'm down for whenever you feel like.
Cool.
Whenever you feel like. Unless I'm in town, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Busy.
He's a traveler.
Not really. Not in any way.
But not. Oh, I was gonna make a really bad joke.
Oh, here we go.
Not in the basketball way. You're a traveler, so bad. But I thought of it. Like, I mean, so many times
That's like the lowest point of a dad joke.
Yeah, it's a bad.
Like
dad
that's
joke.
like where he goes like territory.
Yeah.
Like you cringe you cringe when you think about it later in life.
It happens so much where I'm like, I shouldn't say that. It's so dumb.
Dude.
And I just like have to say it because of how dumb it is.
Sometimes it's just like out loud. I just say, "Fuck," God damn it. People are like wondering what? And it's like people just like look at me like I'm just hanging out with like I'd be like sitting next to like Pinto or somebody. And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh man, I was just thinking of something like hella embarrassing I did."
You just a thought comes in your head.
You just can't help but say just say a fucking curse word because that memory sucks so much. Or just so embarrassing.
Dude, totally.
That's the worst, dude.
Or if you like think you like leave the oven on, like when you leave, like you're out and about and you like think of the oven and you're like, "Oh damn it!" And like all of a sudden your whole like biology changes,
Yeah, it's like
I was thinking, oh, this is like a crazy thing,
Yes.
Like, like I've read that stress, like if, like they say like it's not good to kill an animal or make them stress out too long because like poisons the meat. Dude, that's like life, dude. Poisons the meat, man. You can't be stressed out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if it happens to fucking animals, it happens to us because we're fucking animals. You know what I'm saying?
God, that is the most stoner thing you said the entire time.
Oh, have a spoiled meat, healthy meat. All right, thank you everybody. Salomon, he's gonna be back on. He's gonna read poetry.
I am so stoked because I figured out. So when I make movies, I kind of release them under Here Here Films. When I make music, I release it under Here Here Records, and then I've got this Here Here podcast, what you're listening to and or watching, and if you are, that's cool. Especially if you're at the second half of the show. I mean, I only know talked to a couple of people who have listened to it, and so the episodes are pretty long about the albums. So, well, I guess they're all longer, but they're all like 2 hours, I guess. Whatever. It's just fucking the way it is. I guess that's just the format. I'm gonna play music, of course. I'm gonna play a little music. Life is good, and I'm fucking so stoned. What about? Oh yeah, Here Studios. Like I was thinking of all the different names, like Here Productions, and Here. I don't know, whatever. I was just thinking of these different names, but I didn't like them. And it was like Here Studios, because production just sounded like production. But I also was thinking like production, which, whatever. I just wanted, that's Here Studios, and that's gonna like be a huge part of my life now. So I posted this up on Instagram and shit, and hold on, we gotta do the focus thing. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Okay, that's good enough. That right there. Absolutely that thing right there is kind of the first design for Here Studios. I mean, I had this idea of like the first creature that walked onto land, you know, from Darwinian evolution, and well, I guess from just evolution, because when you look at a fucking eel, like you just realize like it's just luck, like you're just lucky to be alive. You're lucky to be here. Just it's so. I mean, who knows what it is? Obviously, I don't know. Because sometimes I think we're living in like the Matrix, dude. But it's like I really do sometimes. I've never talked about this, but like I really do feel like we live in the Matrix sometimes. I don't know, like when you think about the way technology advances and where things could go, like that we could be living in like a simulation, and it's like people do that. People play video games all the time, and if you multiplied like an evolution by, you know, 1,000,000 years past where we're at, and you got to the point where you could just like make realities or whatever. So I don't know. I'm not saying that I totally believe that, but it's something I think about sometimes. Like God. Everybody thinks God has to be like this old dude in the sky that's like he's actually in our physical universe. But when you think about a video game, like that video game exists. It has its own laws of physics. This is a Thomas Campbell thing. I'll try to remember to link him in the YouTube thing. But like Thomas Campbell is like a dude that's a doctor. I don't know if he's not. I don't know what the fuck he is. I'm not fucking writing an A&E biography about this dude. I just know he's a cool dude that talks. He wrote a book called My Big Toe, and it's just really got me thinking about like that God could totally be real. And I'm not saying like I have no in any capacity or what capacity that is, but just in the fact that like in a video game has its own laws and physics. But like the video game people inside the video game, if they were conscious, they would never see the people that develop the video game. Like they don't have to exist in that universe for them to be real. So like, I mean, God could totally be real, and it's not like, oh, I can't see him. It's like, it's just the code. It's the code you see it all the time. You know, it's like everything around you is him, is it, is she, is whatever. It is God. And they say, God damn it! And Jesus Christ, motherfucker, goddamn! Jesus Christ, motherfucker, goddamn! Derp, derbity, derp, derbity, derp. Going on a derby, riding in the dirt. Some tea. Let's get this fucking focus fixed. What's up? Focus on me and then stay on me. Oh, Here Studios. I'm really excited about this. It's just exciting to have the name. You know, I thought of it like about eight or 9 years ago, and the whole like here that thing, and I thought of it because of I was reading a lot of, you know, Buddhist stuff, but also I think I talked about in another episode, like, you know, where it was this kind of religious atheism, you know, and now I'm not an atheist. But at the time I was, and I'm not an atheist because of that fucking video game theory. World of Warcraft and Thomas Campbell. That kind of blew my mind thinking about it in that way. I hadn't really thought of it that way. I always knew you could kind of think of it that way. And I don't know what I mean is like I always didn't think of like God had to be confined to like a man that was like a white dude with a big beard or whatever, long, beautiful, awesome beard. But just I never thought of it that like video game way, that type of physics, dimensions, that kind of thing. Just hadn't thought of it in that way. I think like if you leave a religion, you shouldn't necessarily. I mean, there's gonna be like that. I guess maybe. I got robbed, or that kind of thing. Or I got gypped. I got scammed. I got bamboozled. And there's that like phase of it, but at the same time, I don't think like let's take for instance the Holy Ghost is something they talk about, in Mormonism and in Catholicism, and I don't really know how it works outside of other religions, but I know in Mormonism, it's like the still small voice that speaks to you at night and in your ears and in the day too. It speaks to you. It speaks to you. But the Holy Ghost, like, is an idea. And it's an idea of, like, transcendence. And it's an idea of, like, like a higher self that communicates with you. That goes back really far. Like, I think in, like, the Greek times, like, I don't know if this is me just fucking confusing a bunch of shit, but the idea of a demon wasn't a bad thing. Your demon was like this higher self that was, like, spoke to you and was like the to use a Fight Club reference, kind of. I don't know. This analogy doesn't totally work, but kind of like if you, like Tyler Durden or whatever. It's like but I think I don't know how they thought of him. But it's just like the demon wasn't a bad thing. It was just an idea. I don't know what the fuck am I talking about. Okay. So it was like that thing is an idea, so you don't have to lose it. Just because you leave, you can. Like, there was one time when, like, I was dating this lady, and then she, anyways, we got into a fight that night, and it was, like, pretty bad fight, and I just, like, prayed to feel better, and I did, and, like, that experience doesn't have to go away because I don't relate to God in that exact way that I did at that time. Or like getting a blessing or something like that. Those are just like experiences. Like how often do people, it's a non-sexual touching. Like how often do you touch people? No one like you give hugs like when you see people, but like touch is like a really like a scarce thing unless you have a girlfriend or something like that. We think of it only in like romantic terms. With touch. Touch! I remember touch! Dude, that song is so good. Fucking Daft Punk. So good. Christ Almighty. That fucking album is fucking incredible. They fucking knocked it out of the park. Like, they knocked it out of the fucking park. God damn. I mean, one of the best sounding albums since Thriller. I'm sure that's been said a million times, but I just sometimes want to listen to it just for even just the sonics and how beautiful it sounds. But, you know, it's like, those blessings don't go away for me, you know? And especially because, whatever. Well, I'll talk about that at a later episode. But I don't remember how I got on the concept of God. But when you leave a religion, I mean, I don't think you need to negate your experiences, because your experiences are what shapes you and what makes you who you are. And so, you know, if you left the church or you leave a church, I don't know. I mean, if they're fucking you, like literally fucking you, you know, that's kind of like, fuck those guys or whatever. But if it's just sort of, you know, I don't know. Mormonism is like very culty, very kind of in-crowd kind of thing, especially like, you know, if you're in a city where it's like very high populated of that, you know, like Salt Lake City in Utah is like very diverse place. In like, you know, maybe not diverse. There's a couple diversions, but it's way more diverse than like say Provo, where I grew up for a lot of the years, and then I lived in Salt Lake too. But and Salt Lake is cool, but I didn't drink or anything when I lived in Salt Lake, so like, fuck, what a waste. You know, when it wasn't a waste, I think it was good that I waited till I was 22, because I got my like work ethic down. Like, you know, I think if I would have started getting stoned and stuff, sort of like, you know, you still got to train even if you're taking steroids. So it's like, I'm glad that like, taking steroids, I've never done Arnold here. I mean, I don't really know if it's good, but one time I called this place, it was called the China Diner, and I talked to them. I said, hello, I'd like to order some food from you. So bad, not a good one. It was easier for me though, I will say that, like, you know, the Mormonism is culty thing, but because my parents weren't super into it, it was a lot easier for me to to just to leave, you know. But if I went on a mission and did all that stuff, the deeper you are, the harder it, you know, the deeper you swim out from the shore, the harder it is to get back. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh no! I don't like wasting weed. I don't like wasting weed. That weed could have been inside of me. The whole bowl. The whole bowl. The whole bowl. It feels good to have weed. Oh yeah, it feels good to be happy with weed. I'm sure that was like not blowing the bowl. Blowing the bowl is when you cough or laugh or sneeze or something, and then all the weed goes. But that's dropping the bowl. Okay, I'm gonna sing some songs. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cut and come back later. I'm super thirsty. You know what? I'm gonna fucking go. I gotta go lift. So I gotta go lift. So I was talking about, I think on the last podcast, about how I played Nirvana songs over the stereo, over the phone. I was talking to this girl. named Dee Dee. We'll call her. I'm just kidding. I like coming up with these fake names. But her name is Dee Dee, and I played her Nirvana songs because I was just like, I just thought, I guess I just was trying to impress her or something, but I told her it was my band. I was like, this is my band. And then I would play, some really fucking famous $1 million song. And it's just funny to think about that. And around that time, like, my brother was starting a band, and they were in this garage, this like red garage, next door neighbor, and it was like my brother and the neighbor. I had a friend, his brother, so those two, and then there's a couple other guys. I think maybe there's 3 or 4 people. I don't know, but I just remember I was like 8 or 9, maybe 10. And probably around 9, and we're watching them practice, and one of the guys like, what the shit, or what the fuck, or like something like that. And I think they were called like the Rat's Nest. I don't really think they were called that, but it was something like with the rats, like something like rat. And I remember him being like, I can't remember him what he said, but I remember the lead singer guy just being like, saying something. But it just, for me, like, I'm not explaining this very well. We're looking through like a peephole in the garage. They don't know we're watching. They're younger brothers, 2 like younger brothers in the band, of the people in the band. And Star Wars is rocking. Star Wars is awesome. I love Star Wars. Star Wars. What am I talking about? Oh, so we're watching the band, and it's just awesome, and I just love it, and hearing them swear, and just like them playing rock and roll, and just like that whole attitude. Like, I thought that was so cool, and that really like had a huge influence on me. Another thing that had a huge influence on me, which I don't know if I've talked about, but after my parents got divorced, like in Mormonism, you get baptized when you're 8 or so, basically my dad got very upset with the Mormon church and left, and he went to the Second Baptist Church, which is like an all-black church pretty much, in Reno. And so like in the summers when I'd come, we'd still go to church, like we'd go to the Mormon church with my mom growing up, but then with my dad for a while, I don't know, 5 years or so, every summer, for like the 2 months we were there, we'd go to the Second Baptist Church. We were like some of the only white people there for sure, and the band was amazing. There was a fucking band and a choir and a preacher, and it was awesome, and they were incredible musicians. So for me, it was like seeing a rock band every Sunday, 5 times a year or whatever. Like, that's like following the Dead in some ways. It's more than I saw any other bands, more than I've seen most bands. And so they had like a huge influence on me in that way. And I just always loved seeing rock bands. And so I always wanted to do that. And that was really exciting. And it's really exciting because I think today, probably for the first time, and it's really exciting because today, like, for the first time ever, really, I have, like, you have to have a vision. Like, I had a vision for my 20s, and that was to make an album every year, and I have definitely a vision for, filmmaking and other stuff like that. But until yesterday and today, this morning, I've had a really exciting morning. I haven't really been able to make it make sense or to, like, physicalize the vision of it. What I'm saying is, I figured out, so the symbol, the here, the Here Studio symbol. And then this is all about the vision. So that was cool. And I was really excited about that, figuring out what to call the last word to represent what I'm doing. So Here Studios, and then this is going to be the John White Here, and Here Studios will both go to this website. It's going to be like a picture of me or something, or a picture of something, and then it's going to have the movies, the music, and then the podcast. You go here, that'll like have a tunnel to all the stuff, and then for the people, I think probably some people are only going to know me from the music, only going to know me from the films, and then, the diehards are going to fucking be listening to the podcast, and my friend's mocking up a character, so I'll make t-shirts. So part of the vision is this, just like I finally have a fucking website that I'm going to be excited about. I just want to get this fucking vision going, because I just feel like, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and I don't necessarily maybe want to, I want to have it easy to find, but also separate. Like, I want this podcast to be separate from the music, because, obviously there's music and stuff, and some of the songs that I make on this podcast are going to be on, albums, because that's been really fun too. Just playing, songs, and this podcast is just really fun. Like, whatever happens with it, if no one listens to it, it's been really cool for me, because it's gotten me really thinking about this stuff. I can just fucking have my stuff up, have my shop, so I can like easily sell my hats, sell, you didn't get to see it, the John Whites, this shirt. This is a limited edition. I'll make more though, so I guess it's not that limited of edition, but this is the last one of that pressing. But so I'll be able to sell these shirts, and I'll be able to sell my albums and do all this stuff from here, and then every time like a new podcast comes up, it'll just be off to the side of this website, or the podcast itself will have its own website, so they'll all be different websites. Gosh, I have a fucking cover account on SoundCloud, and some of those plays, I've got like 45,000 plays. That's crazy, and I don't have like any information. It's just like this separate account where I just make covers. And a couple of the songs I have so many plays, and I don't have any links to anything. There's no like connectability, and that's the thing about like getting this side of it done, because I want to do it. Like, I would love to like get signed, but I would also love to just do this myself and ship the shirt. Obviously it'd be eventually hire someone to help out and stuff, but like ship the shirts out myself. I was just watching Vinyl, and they're talking about like making $1 off of every record, but that's only after they've recouped expenses. And it's like, I've just done things this way that I would love to just figure out a way. Like, I'm going to get Tupperware. I'm going to get a bunch of Tupperware, and I'm going to make shirts, and I'm going to put those shirts in the Tupperware, and I'm going to have like a little tiny elf factory, a little tiny Santa Claus elf factory for this stuff. And maybe sell signed scripts, signed albums, just like, I need to fucking make money. I don't want to work. I need to make money, and I need to like, spread the message of the John Whites. I mean, it's very exciting just, thinking about all this stuff. So, that girl with the record, I played Nirvana. The cool thing is, like 20 years later, we made out. Super hardcore. Not to like kiss and tell, but in that story, it's like, it's just funny that happened. Like, when I was a kid, I liked this girl, and then 20 years later, I did start making music, and I did get to kiss her, and I could play her albums over my speakers or play her albums over my phone if I wanted to, but no need, because she can go online. I've never been a guy that's like, I had a friend that his like whole thing was, you watch a movie, you take a girl back, you watch a movie, or you, I don't know what order it goes, but he would take them back to their place, play a song, like play songs on the acoustic guitar for them, and then watch like Francois Truffaut movies or something, you know, just like Jean-Luc Godard, just watch French New Wave stuff. And it was just like a surefire recipe to make out with a girl for him. Like, just play acoustic guitar, watch the movie, you know, probably you're into it in some way, but you're also just like, this is a boring French film. I love those movies. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you're fucking wanting to fuck, it's hard to pay attention to a movie. Let's be real. So it's just like the girl's all like hopped up from whatever, and then it's just a matter of time till you start kissing. Anyway, vision. And I've got the vision because I love to do this podcast. I love to make movies, and I love to make music. So I can just have, you know, 3 different websites, but then the 4th website be like the Here Here Studio, having like the umbrella company be Here Here Studios. And also if you go to johnwhitehere.com, it'll take you to that same place. And it'll be very basic. It'll be a little link to like a blog and a news thing. It'll be just this. Just fucking the content. I don't know if you can really see the columns. Just like 3 different columns. And anyways, enough of that. But it's just exciting, you know, it's hard. I'm not a fucking businessman yet. I mean, I don't really want to be a businessman, but at the same time, it's like, I want to, you know, just like Jay-Z says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business, damn. I think that's what he says. But I've got shirts, I know how to make shirts, I know how to do all this stuff, so it's like, at least for now, let's fucking do this, you know, and I've got this, I have this beautiful, I'm going to have this awesome website, and just like finally have the online presence that I really want, you know, and to like be able to, because it's like I was tweeting all this stuff in the John White's account, but it's like I tweet a lot of stuff that's like vagina farts or whatever, but just like stuff that like the John White should just be for when the albums come out or there's new t-shirts or whatever. And then, you know, my Twitter is John White here. And that's like where I'll post that kind of stuff. Same with Instagram. It's all like John White here. So it's just cool, you know, branching out, doing new things, branching out into new mediums, into new ways of expressing yourself. I like the podcast because it's very immediate. I have 5 episodes up right now. I haven't promoted it yet because I just haven't promoted it yet. But this is exciting. So I'll play some music. I had some stuff I was going to talk about, but I think Salomon is going to be the guest. He's a poet. He's a mixologist. He's an all-around great guy. And he's the guy I talked about where we were talking about like white people being uptight and, you know, not really being able to relax. And because think about it, even like a cool white guy is like a punk, like, bah! Like, yeah, like, get out of my face, like. Or I'm watching Vinyl right now, so it's like just, you know, that I do, like, you know, it's time to fight, you know, it's like That's such a horrible impersonation. Let me try again. You think I shouldn't give a fuck? You think my persona should be I don't give a fuck? That was a part from Vinyl I was just watching. Paused it because I was just excited and wanted to come and get this out. So yeah, Salomon is going to be on the show. We're going to record that a little later. So let's cut to oh, we've already played the interview. But at the time I was just saying Salomon's going to be on the show. I forgot that I had already said someone was going to be on the show. But like, there's no way. What I'm trying to say is, I didn't know he was going to be on the show until a little bit later. And I'm recording this before the interview, even though this is going to be on after the interview's on. So like, we're just having a moment here, you know? We're just having a real moment. I'm going to talk. I hope I brought up some things. Oh man, I had the whole... Oh, that was that. You know I always draw, motherfucker, don't trace. Filming some stuff soon. Oh, I did lift! Waist update! Waist update! Been having shakes. Just working to get rid of the chub. What are you gonna say? I mean, what are you gonna say? That's the waist update. I've been lifting. Definitely I'm going to loving this podcast so much. Just being like, I have a profound respect for podcast editors now, because like, Jesus Christ, at least for these ones, I'm trying to like make it so I don't have to cut anymore. I'm just gonna leave the fucking parts where I get super stoned out, and some of it was too personal. I wanted to cut it out, and then some of it I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I said some of that stuff. Like, the reason I got into filmmaking is to be collaborative. Like, this is fun, and like, I'm doing the interviews, I'm talking to people, I'm getting myself out there. Like, I spent so much time in my 20s just like locked in the basement making albums, so I need to get out more and branch out more and like meet people and go play shows and I want to do live podcasts too, so you know, in the future that'll be fun to do. You know, I started to make films because I wanted to collaborate, because it's a collaborative medium. You literally can't you can't do the films on your own. You have to have other people, and so it forces you to collaborate. And I want to do that because the music thing has been collaborative in some ways, but like in a lot of ways, it's like I've got such a strong vision on the music that. But at the same time, with the bands, like I let them do their thing. Like I write, like for Beautiful Strangers, for Play Their Songs, for A Sphere Needs a Square. I wrote my parts, they wrote their parts. Like I wrote the songs, but they arranged their parts. And like, I didn't, if we had ideas or collaboration things, but I never was like, you have to play this, you have to do this, because I want to let freedom ring. Oh my fucking word, that was awful. I think farts are funny, and I have no idea if like I have that fucking video of me shitting on a toilet. What is one more? My film, Chocolate Milk. It's just a short film about me taking a shit, basically. So that's way, there's way more fart noises than that. People fart, girls fart, everyone farts. Fuck it, I'm leaving that in. Have you ever heard Leonard Cohen fart? I just was thinking about something like what has been one of the most literally influential things ever. And that's the Your Mom on me. That's the Your Mom's House podcast. And so much of this podcast, so that fart I'd have to dedicate to Your Mom's House podcast. And I got my jeans on high. I got my jeans on high and tight. I got my jeans on high and tight. I got my jeans on feeling right. Feeling right. That's me humping the cameras. Hey, that's me humping the cameras. Child. The camera and I are making a baby right now. Your Mom's House podcast, just like listening to their the process of them, you know, doing the shit. I've listened to like I think about more than half their episodes. They have like 330 episodes, and they're all more than an hour, and I love them. They're so funny. It's like just to me, like when I hear people talk about like National Lampoons or these kind of things, or like for me SNL, like the Chris Farley days and the Adam Sandler days, or even the Will Ferrell days, and like Tracy Morgan and stuff. I was a huge fan then, and then you know like Tina Fey, all those people, I was like a big fan of. So, but Your Mom's House is like one of my favorite institutions in that way, or whatever you call it. You know, one of those things like. You know, like Matt Walsh's UCB is one of my favorite things. Like, it's so funny. And all the guys on that show are just so fucking amazing. And I don't know why it's not on like Netflix or anything, because Upright Citizens Brigade. That was like a TV show. I don't know when it aired, but it's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. You know, it's so cool. Like Mr. Show. Another like institution. I don't know what to call it. You know, it's a comedy show, but like they become like these things. And to me, Your Mom's House is just one of the fucking funniest things. I laugh so hard all the time. Just like so many consistent laughs, and just it really like seeing how hard they work and how like they do so much of this stuff themselves. And they hired a guy now, but like they did for years and years, just ship the t-shirts off themselves and all this stuff. And so that's what's so cool. I can make hats, I can do all this stuff, and I can, make CDs and make albums, and I can ship it all to you people. But ship it to you guys and girls and gals and peoples and theys and thems, and ship it out and do it. Fucking Nike, man. They fucking been telling me my whole life, Nike, just to do it. So I just really wanted to give a shout out. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to your mom's house. Because I love it, and I know they make fun of people that like play acoustic guitar and sing. Well, at least Christina Pajitsky does, and it's just so funny because I'm like, oh, I'm their biggest fan, and sometimes they, and they make fun of Bruce Springsteen, and I'm like a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. And it's just funny because I'm such a big fan of theirs, and then they hate Bruce Springsteen. It's just, hey little girl, is your daddy home? They go and leave you all alone, yeah. I can take you home. And I just like their silliness, it's silly. I mean, I like Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey's really silly, and I just think we lack silliness. We lack human touch, human interaction. And Noam Chomsky maybe was talking about. That's the best way to start a sentence. Noam Chomsky was maybe talking about, but I don't know where I heard this idea from, but that like houses are these like we all live in these houses that are really separate, which I like. I mean, come on, I love my house, but like that the idea is that we're never banded together, we're never like, we don't know that much about each other. I don't know shit. I mean, I talked about this before, but like, man, Utah, everybody's name, everyone, like, people need their lawn mowed, boom, it's like done. There's no like in my neighborhood, everybody's fucking hires lawn services, and there were lawn services too, but it was like, most of the lawn services were like local people, going in and like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying like, Jesus Christ, you just do these things when you're talking, and it's like, you don't really notice them, and then when you're recording a podcast, you're like, God damn, I say I know what I'm saying, and shit like that. A wee bit too much. I think a little bit too much, and the accent's changing, and I don't know where it's going, but it's sounding to me a little bit more British now. A little bit more Brit-Scot. And, I never had seen a porno where people were wearing kilts until today. I was watching porn, and there was a kilt porn. And I watched it, and it was pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. She was wearing a kilt, he was wearing a kilt, he was wearing a kilt, and he was wearing a kilt. It was a party, let's just say. T-shirts, get your t-shirts, popcorn, get your popcorn. But this podcast will always be free. This, I always have my albums up streaming. My short films, at least, will always be streaming. I can't say for my films because I am going to be making them with companies, so it's going to be dependent on that in a lot of ways, But obviously it'll be available, be very available, because It's like the whole idea of johnwhitehere.com and hereherestudios.com and all that stuff is to make it very available. And like if you're a fan, I love you. You really have no idea. I mean, you could be just some casual listener or just listening to this for some reason, but if you're a fan, like, you have no idea how much that means. And I love all my fans. I really do. There was such a good, positive reaction to Beautiful Strangers, and I'm excited to release my new album, and it doesn't matter what the reaction is. It's 33 songs long, so that's pretty crazy. I've never done anything like that, but I'm not the only person who's ever done anything like that either. I mean, I know I always think it sounds weird, but like, I just want some kid. I don't know if a kid in Zimbabwe would like my shit or my stuff, the stuff I make, but I at least want that kid, if he's got a fucking internet connection, to just be able to find it all. Because I think that's an amazing thing that we can do, is just like have these hubs. And so Here Studios is finally going to be this hub. So I'll probably have it up next week, the next time I record a fucking podcast. So, I really do want to thank the Your Mom's House podcast, Tom Segura and Christina Pazinski, because they just have made me laugh so much, and laughing is the best. And it's just such a quality show, and it's just really showed me how much work it is to be in show business, and how much they've worked, and how much just someone can do, and with resilience, and how much someone can do in their, how much someone can manifest. Don't swallow scorpions, because they're full of poison. If you're out in the woods or whatever and you see a scorpion, unless they're in the desert, but if you see one, just like go the other way. Don't swallow scorpions. Don't swallow scorpions. They're full of poison. When I'm single, I wanna be with someone. And when I'm with someone, I wanna be single. When I'm single, I wanna be with someone. When I'm with someone, ooh, yeah, I wanna be single. When I'm when I'm single, I can go where I want, when I want, do my own shit. But what if what I really want is to be in bed with you naked, watching movies in between our hour-long sessions of love making. And oh girl, you've got to know, but girl, I just don't know if I get it, if I be thinking that when I'm single, yeah, I wanna be with someone. And when I'm thinking that I wanna be single,